Hey, 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 what's up, everybody? It is Uncle Mad. We are here live in the living room. It's a early morning, so good morning to you. We're up early here on Super Bowl Sunday to watch the big derby match between Manchester United and Leeds United. Had a just played Wednesday, had a fierce competitive battle then. Back at it again today. Weird scheduling by the Premier League to put the two games so close to each other. That's don't you see that? I know one of them was rescheduled from when everything got disrupted by the Queen's passing, but it still seems like you could have put somewhere else where you didn't play the same team two times in like 4 days. But whatever. Just offsides for Marcus Rashford there. Good early start for both teams. A few chances here and there, but United have held off allowing a goal for 11 minutes, which they gave up a goal in like the first minute of the last game. So off to a better start already. Jess is joining me. Jessica, what do you think about the match so far?
I don't care.
She does not care. Okay, let's talk about it. The other big game today, the Super Bowl. We've got the
Are you allowed to use
Philadelphia
that word?
Eagles. What?
Are you allowed to use those
I don't
words?
know. I know. I think I think you can say it. I think it's like when you use it like on advertising or
Like, what is that thing? Because I
in.
remember like when it happened, but I don't remember why it had to happen.
Well, it's trademarked. The NFL trademarked it, and they started like going after people who
Ah,
were using it. It's one of those things where like sometimes stuff like that's trademarked, but people don't aggressively go after it. But the NFL got really aggressive about pursuing people who were using Super Bowl, and I don't know how it works. I don't make any money off this YouTube channel, so I don't think you can sue me for something I'm not
this
profiting
is
off
true. You
of.
are cool.
I think you have to profit off it to be able to infringe upon it. I don't know. I
I
didn't
just
use
don't.
it in
I
any.
don't want to get sued because you don't have any money to
Well, I
get
didn't
sued.
use it. I didn't use it in the title of the video, but I think I can speak it out loud. I don't think you're. Oh, it's illegal to say the word Super Bowl. I don't think you can sue. I
I
don't think.
don't know how it works.
I don't know. I don't think you can use it in a promotional way. Is how
I
I
just
think
don't
it
want you to
works.
get sued, babe.
Okay. Well, here we got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. I think it probably is the matchup of the two best teams from this past season. Obviously, both ended up as the number one seeds in their respective conferences. Both had pretty decently comfortable runs through the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. And it should be a really good game because I think the matchups for both teams kind of are pretty even, pretty favorable. There's not a whole lot of weaknesses you can see one or the other exploiting. If there is a weakness, it's probably more tied to some of the injuries that the teams have dealing with coming into the game than the actual skill. Both quarterbacks had late season injuries. Mahomes in the playoffs, Hurts towards the end of the regular season. That we're not really sure how much it's going to impact them in this game because they're both kind of have had time to recover. Hurts, we don't really know how bad his shoulder has been because they've been able to kind of protect him and keep him limited with how they've just been beating the crap out of everybody they played. And Mahomes didn't have to run or do too much, but he did look like he was favoring the ankle a little bit last week. But he's had 2 weeks more to heal up and be healthy. Their receiver core for the Chiefs got pretty beat up in their last game, so we don't know what that's going to look like for them. That could be a weakness, but I think they've got the big mismatch problem of the game. And Travis Kelsey, he's the best tight end in football, and the Eagles' defense, if they have one weakness, it's been covering tight ends. So he could be in for a pretty big game today. He could be the key if the Chiefs are going to win the game. But for me, I am picking the Eagles to win just because I think, when a team's been as dominant as they've been, when they've been as good as they've been throughout the season, as consistent as they've been, it's kind of just feels like their game to win. But I mean, the experience factor of Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes is huge for the Chiefs. So it really is a toss up. It could go either way. I'm also kind of basing my pick on how both teams looked against the Titans. The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes threw for like 700 yards against the Titans, but the Titans were still able to keep the game kind of tight and kind of make it a tougher win for the Chiefs. The Eagles stomped the crap out of the Titans, just put their foot on their throat and kept putting the pressure on until their heads exploded. So, based on that as well, I think the Eagles just are overall a more complete team. Their defense, like if they can get to Patrick Mahomes, get sacks, potentially even re-aggravate his ankle injury, that can completely change the game. So I like the Eagles defense. I like their ability to get pressure. I like their receivers, their running game. I just like the way they have like a really consistent, strong way of playing, like their style, their strategy, everything's kind of laid out and well executed from game to game to game. So I'm going with the Eagles tonight. If I was going to predict a score, I would say 28-24 Eagles. Yeah, that feels like the right score right there. So I'm going to go through. I've already made a way too many bets on this game. I mean, it's the Super Bowl. You always got to do a lot of props, a lot of random stuff. So I'm going to read through everything that I've got logged so far for the game. I started off right after the divisional games last week and bet Philadelphia minus 2.5 just right out of the gates. I was like anything less than 3 for Philly, I feel is a good spread, which it's now dropped to 1.5. So I didn't get the best value there, but like I said, as soon as I saw that it was Philly under 3, I knew I wanted to take that, so I took it right away last week. I've got Philly first half team total over 13.5. They come out hot. That's their whole strategy, is to build a lead and then strangle the game out with their running game. So I would expect them to be putting some pressure on to try to get some points early in this game. So just need them to score 14 in the first half. I think that's very doable. I've got Jalen Hurts longest rush over 13 and a half yards. I think I think this game is going to be a little bit more competitive than some of their more recent games. So he may have to be a little bit more active. He may not be able to have the safety wheels on like he kind of has protected himself the last few games. So I think he's going to unleash a little bit, do a little bit more, be a little bit more active. So definitely see him busting off a 13 and a half, 14-yard run easy. This one, when I originally bet it, I thought it was just Hassan Reddick to get a sack, but it's Hassan Reddick to record the first defensive sack. I don't know. I've got second half team total Chiefs over 12.5 because the way I see this game playing out, like I said, Philadelphia is going to try to put on an early lead, try to build an early start. Kansas City is going to have to do some work in the second half. They've been one of the highest scoring second half teams in the league this season, so 2 touchdowns, a touchdown, 2 field goals gets us over that total in the second half for the Chiefs. Both teams to score over 20 points or more, yes. Like I said, I see this being like a 28-24 game. So that kind of like is a kind of a cheat way to sort of almost bet the over, but not quite bet the over. You're just having to get 20 points from both teams. Then I've got a same game teaser. I paired the under with Kansas City, so it bumps the under up to 57 and Kansas City to plus 7.5. So like I said, I feel like this is a 3-4 point game for this. So getting Kansas City over a touchdown works. Under 57, 28-24. Let me do my math. 40. That's 56. So that's right under the total. So that all works out. Smart. I'm good at math. Boston Scott over 10 rushing yards. I've got that. Travis Kelce, like I said, I think he's maybe the key mismatch if the Chiefs have a chance to win this game. I've got him over 78.5 receiving yards. This is one of my favorite bets now to make for the Super Bowl because we don't get a lot of the fun kind of prop bets here in Tennessee. Like we're not allowed to bet the Gatorade, the anthem length. I don't think we can do coin toss. Anything that kind of is like almost like a predetermined thing that you could have the information on. They don't list those here for us to be able to bet here in Tennessee. So you got to kind of go a little bit different to find kind of the fun prop bets. And so this is the last 3 years I've bet this one, and it's my favorite because it just gets the game off to a fun start when like your first bet of the game is rocking right from the opening kickoff. Yes, for the opening kickoff to be a touchback. So like I said, right out of the gates, right out of the start of the game, you're getting the excitement of, is the kickoff going to be a touchback? So you win or lose a bet within like the first 3 seconds of the game. It's always fun. I think Devonta Smith could be the key guy for the Eagles in terms of their passing game because I think A.J. Brown might get more coverage. They might slide their protection to him. So I've got 2 Devonta Smith props locked in. I've got him over 59.5 receiving yards. We saw him have the big catch that was not really a catch last week. So one big play from him in the game kind of puts you at least halfway to that number. So I like that. I've also got him over 5.5 because he's just going to be able to find ways to get open. He's got that ability to always kind of be open, always find space. So he'll be a target that Jalen Hurts can go to if he needs to. So I could see him getting a lot of touches in this game. The only thing that could kind of hurt that is if they do kind of jump out to an early lead and they start just running the ball to just grind out the game and they don't pass a whole lot. That could kind of neutralize that whole thing to begin with. And then my last bet that I currently have logged in for the Super Bowl is Patrick Mahomes over 38.5 pass attempts. Definitely think he's going to have to be throwing the ball a lot today, so I could definitely see him getting up to 40, 45 pass attempts in this game easily. So we've got that locked in. Yeah, that's what we've got. All the picks locked in. Might add some stuff throughout the day if just something comes across my radar that sounds like it's worth looking at. But yeah, I'm really excited for this game. It seems like it's going to be one of the better ones recently. Like last year, it's a little bit wonky. I don't really... Oh! Jeez. Ball was dangerously bouncing in the ball too much for Leeds right there. Yeah, but it seems like it should be a really competitive matchup. Last year, I felt pretty strongly that the Rams were going to win. I kind of thought the Bengals had just kind of rode a hot streak through the playoffs, and that they had some really major weaknesses and deficiencies that would kind of catch up to them once they got to the Super Bowl, and that's kind of how it played out. So, um, yeah, should be a fun game. Interesting. I'm Titans fans. There's a lot of kind of debate of if we should be rooting for AJ or not. Do we, But I think at this point it's time to just put all that behind us. It is what it is. He's gone, but everything that kind of led to him being gone has now also been unraveled with John Robinson being gone. So I'll put bygones be bygones. Let the past be the past. Kind of rooting for him. Brett Kern's there as well, so I definitely would like to see Brett Kern be able to kind of get a Super Bowl because it seems like this is probably his last hurrah. They Eagles just this week activated their original punter from IR, so it seems like it probably won't be Brett Kern punting in the game, but still there, still on the team, could still get a ring if they can win it all. So rooting for our former Titans. There was a really good video I don't know if it was the Eagles or if the NFL put out of AJ Brown sending a special message to the receivers coach at the Titans, who still is a big mentor, big part of his life. So that was kind of cool to see that he's still, able to be nice and do things like that. So yeah, we'll root for AJ today. I'm on the Eagles. Jessica, what is your prediction for the Super Bowl?
I've been thinking about it. I think I'm gonna start out with the French dip sliders, and then I'm gonna dive in heavy to the onion dip, and then I think I'm gonna finish strong with the charcuterie board.
So Jessa's prediction for the game is she's going to load up on French dip sliders first, take a little break with a light dusting of French onion dip, and then finish up with, what did you say? I already forgot.
Charcuterie board.
The charcuterie board to wrap up things for the big finale. Sounds good to me. I like that. That's a good prediction. That's a good game plan. I think that's as good of a strategy. That's as good of a game plan as the Eagles typically are running. So good for Jessica for that. Jessica, do you have a score prediction for the game?
I think there's going to be a lot of throwing of the ball,
A lot of throwing in the ball.
a lot of catching of the ball.
Lots of catching of the ball. So if you're looking receiving, passing props, load up on those according to Justa. But a score?
862 to 5.
Which team? Who scored what?
The Chiefs are going to win.
So Jessica's score prediction for the big game tonight: Chiefs 862, Eagles 5. Now that is also a scoregami for sure. So if you want to bet the scoregami props that you can find on some places, go ahead and bet your scoregami prop there, because that is definitely a score that has never been a final score in NFL history. You will win that bet easily, according to Jesta. Foul in a dangerous spot for Manchester United here. This is tough.
I really think Sissy stole my candies.
Sissy has been accused of stealing Jesta's candy. The investigation is ongoing here. Jessica has chocolate covered raisins, which she aggressively accused me of stealing firstly, and I said no, and then she came back at me like, "Are you sure you didn't eat those candies?" Like, I'm not a liar. I said I didn't eat the candies. I don't want your stupid candies anyway. Chocolate covered raisins aren't even candy. That's fake candy.
But I gave Sissy
It's
her
trick
own
candy. You think it's
bucket.
candy, and then it attacks you with raisin flavor.
I gave her own bucket of Trader Joe's chocolate covered raisins. So there's no reason why she should have eaten these. And there was definitely not that little. And there's been nobody else in the house, has there? Has Bree been here? Bree tends to come in and steal my stuff.
Could have been Moo.
She'd be dead. It's a lot of chocolate. You don't need another deceased animal in this house.
As a bit of a thick boy myself, I feel like I can say this without it being offensive. It looks like Weston McKinney's gotten a little chonk since the World Cup. I don't know. Maybe it's just he's wearing a looser jersey for Leeds than he does for Juventus or the USA, but he just looks like he's stickened up a little bit since the World Cup. Not a bad thing. He's a hard fight, grind in the middle midfielder. And he needs a little mass on him sometimes. 25 minutes in, 0-0.
Why do we have those weird green beans in the pantry?
What?
Why do we have those weird green beans in the pantry?
What weird green beans?
There's like two giant cans. One is green beans and potatoes, and one is
Oh,
like season. Like, where did those
my
come
mom
from?
bought those by mistake for some point in time, and she gave it to me. It was like, "Did you ever eat these?" I was like, maybe. So she gave them to me.
I just noticed them when I was making cleaner. I was like, where the hell did these come from? These are random and not like nothing we buy.
All right.
You know, and if we don't eat them, you know what they might be good for?
What might they be good for?
They usually do like a lot of food donations and stuff to food pantries,
Sure.
especially since they're like large cans.
Does Parker's school do any kind of like food drive where you could
They
potentially
should, yeah. We
get
should
points
ask
for
for.
everything cans?
Yeah, we should ask for.
Oh man.
Oh, my friend Tisha said she was going to follow you from work.
Cool.
She said to say hi to her.
Hi Tisha from Just As Work. Weird lineup today, dropping both of which you would. Larry, stop shaking the table. You're shaking the camera.
Pet him. The reason why he's doing that is he wants pets.
You're going to give everybody who's watching motion sickness.
Then pet him and he won't rub his head on. Pet his head.
Weird lineup choice today. Dropped both of our seemingly first choice center backs, Veron and Martinez. Martinez, in particular, being down is odd unless he's got like a slight knock or something like that, because he's suspended for the midweek game against Barcelona. So you already know he's not going to be playing that game. So if you're trying to give him a rest, you really need to give him two in a row. Veron makes a little more sense. Probably would rather have him for the Barcelona game in midweek than this one. Maguire, for all his faults, he has some quality and can come in and do a job. Luke Shaw's looks solid as a center back when he's played there, so it's not the worst thing in the world. More surprised that we played Vighorst again. I kind of thought we've passed the point of using him as a starting player. He seems more like better as like the plan B, off the bench, come in when you're chasing a goal type of striker, because he doesn't really have the fluidity and the movement that some of our other players. Kind of thought we might play Garnacho, Rashford through the middle, and Sancho on the right together, and that could be a little bit more fluid, a little more active of a front line. But brought Sancho back in, but Rashford on the left, Weghorst through the middle still. Sabitzer, who just came over from Munich, has been thrown right into the fire with injuries to McTominay and suspension of Casemiro. Been pretty solid. He's not outstanding. He's a quality player. Ericsson also out injured. We just got a bevy of midfield players all out at the exact same time, so it's a good thing we were able to pull off that last-minute loan deal to bring him in, or we'd be in a lot of trouble. Donny Van de Beek also out for the season. It's crazy thinking about how many injuries we have in midfield.
Look at this dog listen. That our coworker just got his puppy.
Let me see it. Look at this dog.
It is so cute.
New dog somebody just got. Let me know in the comments. What do you think of this dog? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Should it go to the pound?
No!
Let us know in the comments.
Here, look, here's a cuter one too. We got. It's little. You can tell how little it is there.
It's just a little puppy. What do we think? Pound or no? Vote in the comments down below.
Or we keep it. Or we get it.
Do 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 do. Scooch over.
Can you see who's watching on your thing or no? Does it show you like who's watching?
No. See the number.
What's the number? I think that's you, babe.
Oh yeah, it probably is. Actually, now that I think about it, you're probably right.
It's early though.
Yeah, no, that's why I did it because I could get it in and it'll load up as a replay after it's over.
It's early in the morning. I doubt most people are even awake right now.
Well, United fans should be up if they're sleeping. They need to wake up. Here we go.
You gotta remember you have like different subsets of fans on your YouTube, you know.
Looks like a bright counterattack. Oh, good turnover. Here we go. Go on, Jaden.
You got your Titans fans that watch, you got your Nashville SC fans that watch, you got your United fans, you know, you have little pockets.
I'll tell you what, Bruno Fernandez loves, like when he's coming in for challenge, just swing the crap out of it, just smash the ball into the player. Surprised he had never like end up breaking his foot at some point in time doing that. Just never just like a rock hard challenge. He full on swings if it's about to be a 50-50 ball. Come on. Go on, United.
You're the old man now, boy. You're the oldest one in the house. You're still a baby though.
This guy's about to. Swung at him. If he made contact there, that'd be a straight red. He took a swing. Ailing took a swing. Oh, I see there. If he actually makes contact with him, that's a straight red. Lucky his aim was off, because if he got his face with that swing, it'd been a straight red card, no doubt. Premier League footage doing a great job of getting us some replays here. Maybe they've just turned off replays after the disaster VAR had yesterday. Maybe they're just like, we're just not going to show any replays ever again because we can't get them right. Do-do-do-do-do. Quieting down a little bit now into just standard possession. Leeds looking when to trigger the press. United trying to find the right pass. Can't quite look for through. Sabitzer wins there. Come on, Veghorst. Sancho in a good position here. Rashford out wide. This is where he wants to be. Cross gets blocked. He's going to keep trying. Out for a deep throw in for Manchester United. Still haven't seen a replay of this. I'm swinging at Milicia. Who is running the truck for this match? I don't know why Weston McKennie's wearing 28 for Leeds. Is there a reason behind that? Just all the other kit numbers were taken? Or, oh, God, there's your Harry Maguire moment of disaster. Do want a match. Good recovery by Maguire. At least he made up for his moment mistake there. God, it could have been disastrous. Looks like Tyler Adams took a little bit of a shot to the face. Maguire's lack of awareness right there is just atrocious. He gave the guy the inline. I don't know why the guy was just so determined to come back inside. Ooh, yeah, Tyler Adams' lip got busted good there. Did you hear that?
What?
The commentator said he got a bang in the mouth. Said, got a bang in the mouth there.
Look at these puppy pictures of Charlie, and she had like no hair around her face. She's all short. Oh, she's so cute.
She is very small and tiny.
She's so tiny.
Lots of soccer coming up here on the channel lately. We got She Believes Cup next weekend. We've got the Nashville SC jersey release party next weekend. We've got the Nashville SC home opener the weekend after that. This is about to become the soccer channel again.
The day we got her, how tiny she was.
I should get rid of her.
What? You love her.
Do not. She's the worst.
She loves you. She only wakes up when you wake up.
Well, she's annoying. She should stay asleep. Stop bothering me all the time.
I can get up and do whatever I want. She doesn't wake up. But as soon as you
I'm
roll
aware.
over. She waits for you. You're her friend. All of these animals gotta quit right now. The only one being good is Toby, because he's not bothering me.
Bless you.
Are you going anywhere today?
I'm not planning on it. Still got to run to the store or something last minute like that, but should have everything we need here for Super Bowl party. Lots of food, lots of snacks. No drinking. I'm not a drinker. I'll just have some waters. Maybe soda. Maybe I'll treat myself and have a Coca-Cola today. But no alcohol because I'm not a drinker.
You're a liar.
Well, I'll probably do a little bit of vlogging of the food that we have. So if like there's like a drink that somebody thinks I should try on the video, maybe I'll drink for the vlog just to give the full sample of what we got going on for our Super Bowl party. But you know, not a drinker, so not something I do.
Matthew, you drink every day.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
I mean, coffee and like water. And
No, you drink alcoholic beverages every day.
it's not true.
It is true. I'm your wife. I'm aware of these things.
All right, we got like 7 minutes plus whatever time's added on at the end of this half. I think we'll stick with this till halftime, and then we'll wrap up the stream for there. Probably have like 8 goals in the second half if I'm not live streaming them, but because I'm live streaming now, nothing's happening. Oh, here we go. Press breaks for Leeds. United in. Bruno looking to get a cross in. Oh, I think he just ran out of space. Did that go out of play? Nope, but good pressure, forcing a deep turnover for United on getting into Leeds territory, but nothing came of the attack ultimately. Pretty easily claimed by the goalkeeper eventually. Another good pressure. United's press has been very good. Oh! Bruno tried to like a little chip shot there. He's claiming a handball, which I don't know why. I don't know why that ball would have had the trajectory it did unless there was some type of contact, because it's so weird. Something weird happened in that shot. I don't know if it hit the hand, but it definitely looked like it made some Still haven't seen a good angle on the replay. He's got his hands in his body. I don't think that's one VAR would overturn even if it hit him, because the hands were in the body where they're supposed to be. So don't think that's one we get, and we don't get VAR decisions anymore anyway. Ever since Klopp and Pep and everybody cried about the Rashford goal a few weeks back. So, ooh. Kenny's lucky that was only a yellow. That boot was pretty high. If Rashford doesn't jump out of that challenge, that might be a different color. If he doesn't jump out of the way of that challenge, that could have been dangerous for McKinney. All right. Nice little bit of action there, at least. We got something out of this stream. No goals still, though. Be cool to get a goal. I made Rashford come off here, but I thought the rule was if the injury is caused by uh, a foul that was a cautionable offense, the player doesn't have to go off. And McKinney got, I guess he didn't call a foul, but he did come back and caution him afterwards because he played advantage. But I don't know. It used to be straight across the board. If you get treatment, you have to come off. But recently I was reading the laws of the game. There was like some exceptions, like two players from the same team collide with each other, because John Terry was talking about how they actually would strategically do that late in games, would have two players from Chelsea would go down at the same time to waste time because then they could stay on. He learned that from Jose Mourinho, he said. But I thought it also said that if it's a player is injured by a foul, it's a cautionable offense, they don't have to come off. But I don't know. I'm almost positive that's what it said, but maybe because he didn't actually call the foul there, he just came back and gave the card after playing advantage. Maybe it didn't constitute a foul. I guess technically it wasn't a foul, but whatever. Rashford came back on like 2 seconds later, so it ended up not mattering. Gonna get any late theatrics here at the end of the half? Justin, what do you think? We gonna get a goal before halftime, or is this gonna finish 0-0 and we'll go to halftime?
0-0 then halftime.
0-0 to halftime. The prediction from Justa. Ooh, good late challenge by Leeds to keep Rashford from being able to break away there. Ah, that's soft. That's soft. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I feel like the foul count right now is like 17 for United and like 1 on Leeds. It's a foul. Not much of a foul, but it was a foul. Uh-oh. That's not where that should have gone. Oh, what is happening? Get it out! Holy crap. I don't know how a goal didn't go in there. That was insane. I don't know what Malesi was doing. I don't know what De Gea was doing. I don't know what McGuire was doing. That was,
Told you it wasn't going to happen.
God, that was chaos. Oh my God. What was De Gea doing? My goodness. Well, Fred got fouled. That's one for us. Interesting to see how much time gets added here because we've had a lot of like little injury delays. Rashford just a minute ago, Adams earlier. Could be 3 minutes, but it'll probably be 2, I would guess. No stoppages for checks or goals or anything like that. So let's see here. We got about 30 seconds left in standard time, and United are just gonna knock it around. It looks like. Maguire just cleaned him out there. Horse is weird because he looks like he should be like a. Looks like he should be a player that like kind of gets the ball and holds up the ball. But he doesn't really ever do that. Like he just usually it's like a one-touch flick or a pass or a head off of him. He doesn't ever like bring the ball under control and kind of hold it and let players run off of him. I think he'd be more effective if he would do that. I mean, he's got the size and the frame where he should be able to do that, but he's like trying to play like quicker passes as opposed to like holding up play and letting others get up into the attack. 3 minutes of time added on. Oh, huge turnover here. Go, Bruno. Go on. Go on, Bruno. Bruno. Oh. Gotta put that in then. Great save by the Leeds keeper, but Bruno's gotta finish that there. Oh my God. You gotta capitalize on a mistake like that. God, you just gotta put that anywhere but where he put it. Great keeping. Good job. But Bruno puts it right down the middle. Pick a corner, lad. Oh my gosh. Pick out a corner, man. Dang. You can't miss chances like that. Can't pass up chances like that in a tight game like this. Corner. Oh! Rashford was a split second away from being able to get on the end of that one. Oh my goodness. That was clearly off Leeds. Should have been a second corner for United, but they've given a goal kick. That's terrible. That's not even close to a United player. Okay, I've got it fixed now. Good job. Good job, referees. My apologies. God, Rashford was a step away from being able to tap that in at the back post. Get something here right at the end of the half would be huge. Come on. Ah. Leeds able to clear the danger. Maybe time for one last push. Well, now it looks like it might be Leeds who gets the last attack in. Comes to nothing out for a goal kick. That'll most likely be the last action of the half. Restart from the goal kick and then I expect the ref's whistle for halftime. That's it. Halftime. 0-0 between Manchester United and Leeds at the half. We're going to wrap up the stream from now. Good game. Very competitive, fun, feisty, a little bit of tension in it. Feels like there's definitely going to be goals in the second half. I don't see this one ending in a 0-0 draw. There's going to be multiple goals. I might actually look at what the live odds are and see if I can snag like a good live bet on this. But Super Bowl tonight, as I mentioned earlier, my prediction 28-24 for the Philadelphia Eagles. You can fade that accordingly if you choose. Can fade all my other picks if you choose. Jessica obviously picked something like 800-5, so bet the scoregami if you think she's right. I'm going to do a vlog covering our celebration, all the food we're going to prep, all the festivities we're going to have. No drinking from me except maybe a Coca-Cola to treat myself. Jessica has 70 beers, these orange tailgate brewery beers. She's going to be doing shotgunning them. I think she said she's going to shotgun a few beers tonight. So subscribe to the channel with the bell turned on for notifications so that you get the Super Bowl vlog when it goes live, and you get all the other great content that's coming up. Like I mentioned, tons of soccer content coming up on the channel in the next few weeks with MLS kicking off, Nashville SC returning to action here in town. Thanks for watching. As always, glory, glory, Man United. Glory,